I'm going to back up so I don't freak out the microphone. Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
Good morning.
Happy Mardi Gras. Hey, y'all paying attention? You're getting some beats here. Woo! Happy Mardi Gras. Gotta pay attention here. Happy Mardi Gras. Woo! That's a good catch. And I'm out.
He looked really excited about it.
I was so excited. I got my Mardi Gras tie on today.
Oh, I like it.
We're ready to go. Hey, so we've got a festive group here. If you're watching online, what's funny, if you've ever watched it online, you can't hear the giant loud cacophony in the background, but it's loud. We got people drinking mimosas. We got about 50 people in the crowd, so we're ready to rock and roll.
More than 50, exactly. I'm thinking like 100.
100. It's a big crew today. All right, we're gonna get started. Hey, that was awesome. Bob's got the simmer down. Happy Mardi Gras, y'all. Laissez le ventre rouler. You know what that means?
No idea.
Anybody know what that means? Let the good times roll. So we're doing that this morning. Thanks, Steadfast Mortgage, for helping get the little breakfast. We got some mimosas to celebrate today. We just wanted to get everybody together and have a good meeting. We got a lot of good quotes from a lot of our agents that have had really incredible success in 2021 scattered throughout. So you are going to get a ton of good nuggets and wisdom today. I know that hopefully you do that every sales meeting, but we like to spread the love. So you're going to hear a lot from some other folks. So, all right, I know we just got you to quiet down, but take 30 seconds, turn to the person next to you and say something you're grateful for. Ready, go. Let's see here. All right. Anybody have anything they want to share that they heard from somebody else?
First year, just passed the first year mark over here.
Just past the first year mark.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a lot of gratitude. What else? Be grateful for, Hunter.
Got
One
one.
in the back corner.
He's opened up his new office.
New office on Thursday. Where'd you go, Christian Poling?
So where is that?
Where's that going to be? You'll say it in the meeting.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. It is a surprise. All right, so I'm sure you're probably going to mention this in your news segment, but this is kind of cool. So Elon Musk has this Starlink platform, which is like satellite-based internet service. And anyway, he just basically shipped a ton of I don't know all the tech terms, but equipment to Ukraine so that people can have better communications, kind of off grid through satellite. So pretty cool. So that was good news. So we showed this picture last week, but this is pretty awesome. Huge crew here, and then you've got obviously 3 incredible brands, really with one goal: to inspire the people within our companies to be the best versions of themselves, so that we can all create a magnificent life. And we really believe that. And we believe that that's why we're here, and that's why you're here, and that's why we're in this business, because it's an incredible business to be able to do that together. And just a reminder of the power behind this trifecta is blows everyone else out of the water. So use this information when you're talking to buyers, when you're talking to sellers about your team, right? Cast a big shadow. It's just we have more market share than than anybody else by a long shot.
Is luxury over $1 million? Is that what your definition is?
I think
It's
luxury,
like 900.
yeah. It used to be 750, but then
I think it's kind
I
of
think
got.
that gets you like a one-bedroom tear down. And that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that, but it might be nine. It's probably about 900. One in every almost 3 homes are sold in house. It's pretty amazing. So
Meaning there's one of our agents on both sides
Yeah,
of the transaction.
yeah.
For our transaction. So a lot more business is getting done with you all cooperating and working together. The Coming Soon network's starting to really pay fruit. People are finding opportunities ahead of time. And so
the other side of that too is that we all do a lot of this. We cross over a lot, right?
Yeah.
We do a lot of the same type of product, which means that chances are there's probably going to be somebody that you know on the other side, or there's a person that you can find a listing from on the other side. So that's really, really cool. So we're going to ask this question a lot today. So where did you find your success in 2021? So I've got a few quotes scattered throughout the sales meeting, and I just wanted to share some of those. So Sam Logan, he said, I think the key to success in any market is to adjust your business to match the market. What worked before may not work now, and the person who adjusts the fastest will enjoy success the longest. So don't be afraid to be nimble. I think there's also, we talk about consistency, right? That doesn't mean be flippant, but be on purpose and be nimble. Chad Waller, she said, mindset matters. That's what makes him successful. He said, I read a lot and have daily affirmations. Overall, it's very ninja. Overall, I believe you must wire yourself to create opportunities. And if you do that, the success will always come. Here are a few of the top of my mind today. So this is like classic Chad Waller. So early to bed, early to rise, work hard and advertise. Stay humble, stay hungry. The dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. Every day, in every way, I'm more and more grateful. Today is a great day. Something good will happen to me today. Something good will happen through me today. And fortune favors the bold. So
love it. Good stuff.
it's pretty cool there. Maybrook Bonadies, I had to get back to the basics, back to where my career began and get engaged. Because last year she said it was hard. Like she kind of threw her for a loop. She said I had to pick up the phone and uncover the hidden opportunities. I also had to really shift my mindset. You're gonna hear that a lot. Shift my mindset of this market, having the pricing shift so dramatically threw my value meter for a loop. And once I self-corrected my view, I could better advise clients on how to understand today's market value versus last year. So lots more of that to come.
Cool.
Some education. Teddy Pins is going to talk to us about what education we got coming up.
Yes, sir.
Let me do these quotes real quick because I threw these in right before your education. There were so many good ones. Let's see.
We rehearsed this beforehand.
It's really good. Have Wendy Monday. Have a clear process of choices and consequences on each choice so that you can present to your clients and make it clear to them. Also, use templates for email so you don't have to write the same email over and over again. Gosh,
Brilliant.
how many times do we do that? That is like such a simple task.
Yeah.
And there's, where's Wendy? I just saw you. You said Gmail templates or yeah. So Gmail templates, you can even just like save a note in your notes. Like doesn't matter how you do it, but just like keep the same stuff. Lastly, as a buyer's agent, read and follow the offer instructions so you don't irritate the listing agent. Getting along with the other side is the
Like a
first
listing agent.
step to representing your client well, right? Because that if you're a listing agent and you get 6 offers or 16 offers, and you do a good job as a listing agent and you make it very clear what your process is, and somebody doesn't read the instructions and they wear you out, it's going to be annoying. And then even if you have a good offer, it starts that engagement off a little
I
bit.
got a question. This is the famous, so if you have a offers will be reviewed Sunday at 6 and someone presents an offer that expires Sunday at 2 p.m., does that tick you off?
Yeah,
Okay. Is that what we're talking about here, kind of?
yeah. I mean, I got one today that expires at 5 p.m. and said, oh, this is going to expire before I offer them. I will say this, I had an offer period ending on Monday at noon for last weekend. We got 2 great offers, over $100,000 for, like, on Friday before, but offers were due through Monday. And an agent called me and said, man, they really love your house, but they don't want to, they have to have a house. there's another house that they want to offer on too, if they don't get this one, but offers are due on Sunday for that one. And so, you know, like, we submitted $100,000 over, no contingencies, like, what do you think we can do? And I was like, man, I guess we're gonna have to offer on that other house.
Wow.
And
You stuck to your plan.
A, they didn't, and B, we got $190,000. So just stick to your talent.
Stick to your plan.
Everybody gets the same playing field that way.
Yeah.
Love it.
You don't have to worry as a buyer's agent. You know it's gonna go all the way through to the end. Some people don't. Yeah. But you can always count on me.
That was good, Wendy Monday.
To that point, don't put Sunday deadlines.
Don't put Sunday deadlines.
Why does everybody? You are forcing yourself, your seller, and those buyers agents to burn their Sunday getting that offer prepared. It is a disservice to us all. Please encourage Mondays. Monday, noon, 2 o'clock. Don't put 5 because then you're dealing with that. Like, we're just setting these expectations. So thank you, Wendy, I saw that on your post as well about following offer instructions. Do yourself a favor, Monday deadlines.
That's
right.
very
Tuesday review.
Clint Atkins says his key to success, consistently made meaningful connections. For the first 3 years in real estate, I made a point to talk to 20 people every week about their life and mine, and my business doubled every year because of it. Drinking wine also helped. That was good, Clint. And Danielle Helling says,
He
my
doesn't
key...
only drink wine.
Well, there you go. My key to success, this is a really cool testimony from Danielle Helling. My key to success, answering my phone. Who would have thought? If someone called about one listing or a project and it didn't work out, I always thought, well, what else could I try to sell them? Or what else could I help them find, right? That's how I landed a $4 million white box penthouse at Broadwest this last year. He called about city lights. I answered it, started talking to him about penthouses in Nashville, and said that I had the inside scoop on a new development, got him in, and sold him a $4 million condo.
Yeah.
Pretty unbelievable. So that's awesome. All right, Teddy, now you're up for real.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, that's important stuff. That education is key in the field. So, and don't be afraid to either. If you see somebody putting Sunday, just suggest to them, would you consider making your offer deadline Monday? They may not know, right? Don't assume. Just I harp on this. I know. All right, so we've got some awesome education this week. After the sales meeting today is tech checkup. We have a former realtor, tech expert, Wade Fulton with the Fulton Group, that is going to be sharing about how to get your stuff in sync and be more optimized technologically. So that is at 10:30 today, hands-on hybrid Zoom as well as in person. So if you bring your devices if you want to, he'll give you some practical hands-on help and approach to that as well. And then we've got Mentee Skills class 12 to 1, tomorrow Thrive 9 o'clock. Mentee Skills class, of course, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Thursday, VLab, Coffees for Closers, doing a dialogue series on improving our communication and optimizing our results. So
Cool.
yeah,
I got some tech. I need some tech feedback from you.
okay,
I'm gonna hit you with some rapid fire
okay.
questions.
Oh
All
boy,
right.
this will be good.
What's your email system? Like Gmail.
Yeah,
Outlook?
Gmail.
Gmail. All right.
Mhm.
Do you have a note?
But I use
app?
the Google Suite, so I do pay for
Yeah.
the extra for the Google for the G
Yeah,
Suite.
Got it.
Mhm.
I agree. Me too.
Yep.
Do you have a notes app? Do
Evernote.
you use it? Use Evernote?
I use Evernote. Yeah, I like the Mac Notes. And Wade will tell you, don't use your Mac as a Chromebook. He goes, oh, you're using your MacBook as a Chromebook. That's cool. Use Google Chrome, use all the Google tools, and use your Mac. And he jokes with me. He goes, use the tools that are in the Mac. There's a reason why they are in sync, and he'll speak to some of that, I'm sure, a bit. But I had started using Evernote long ago because I could search and sync a lot better with that. So I have all my buyer notes. Every time I start working with a buyer, I have a folder, it's buyer notes, and in there I put all that. Same thing with seller, and then I can kind of keep track of what's going on in there. Same with developments and all that. Yep.
Yeah. I'm an Apple Notes guy, but I haven't.
It's improved. Apple
having it-
Notes, it
it's
was
getting better.
getting better.
And it's simple. Evernote's known for being simple too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about calendar? G Suite calendar.
Yep, G Suite calendar for sure, but I sync it to my Apple.
you're right, yeah.
Yep.
Any other like must-have softwares on
What do
your
you use as your
daily?
browser?
So it's a good question. I use Safari.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Chrome, like, I feel like it drains my battery. If I read articles, it drains your battery faster. And then there's like, I can like if I'm browsing for news and like for what we do here, I can share what I'll do. Like in the moment, I won't be wanting to like spend a whole lot of time on this article, but I know it's important to come back to later.
Yep.
So I can just share it to my Apple Notes, title it sales meeting content, and then
Boom.
on Tuesday morning at 8, I can go back through all my notes and like find it. But
Reference your
I can't figure out how to do that well inside Chrome, like to share back.
Well, I think it's part of the benefit of the
whole
Apple
ecosystem,
platform,
yeah.
the ecosystem of that. One thing that I'm liking that Google Chrome is doing is they're allowing you to work with, if you have 2 different Chrome accounts, you can have 2 different windows open and access those. So that is nice when I'm working, like, let's say in the village education stuff, where you have like a personal and a business profile. Chrome's allowing that, and I like that. But other than that, I've been switching back and forth, and it's challenging with bookmarks and things like that. We do have a tech tip for today.
Oh, good.
Yeah, all right.
Sorry.
Cue it up. And it's a demo. You ready? Spacebar or forward? All right. Let's
4
go
little
with
iPhone tricks you absolutely always forget about. Instead of moving apps one by one on your home screen, use 2 fingers and
You want me to start it over?
Yeah.
All right. This guy's the wizard. You ready?
4 little iPhone tricks you absolutely always forget about. Instead of moving apps one by one on your home screen, use 2 fingers at the same time to drag multiple apps at once. In Control Center, long press the torchlight to easily adjust the intensity of your flashlight. You can also long press the timer to select specific times. And lastly, when you see the volume bar, you can drag it up and down to just get the right amount of volume. Save this for later, share with your friends, and follow for more. 4 little iPhone tricks you absolutely
That's solid.
That's pretty.
I knew the flashlight one,
Yeah, you knew the torch. You knew about the torch,
You knew
but
the
you didn't know about the
torch.
others. All
but
right.
only by accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got a question.
We got QA. Yes.
Mine is very difficult. I adore Wayful. You all are in YouTube street. He has saved me in a gazillion ways. He works with me on a lot of my tech things. I have him on retainer. I can't say enough great things. Unless you're writing a contract after this meeting or have a listing presentation or showing houses, you need to say he is amazing.
That is
All right, wait, hold everybody. 35 minutes. Cool. That's good. That's awesome.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Yeah, there's no
A
question.
big testimonial from Mary Beth Thomas.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
That is
I'll
awesome.
take some notes, figure out some questions you want for me. Very sure. Cool.
That is good. So let's see here. More tips for success. So better time management. Jay Griffin. Determining what tasks are urgent and what can wait. Also choosing what can be delegated and what needs my attention, right? So sometimes we're not always the best people to do something.
So if he went from 12 to 20 million, one of the things he did this year, he hired a full-time assistant to help with his time management. So think about how, easily paid for that going from 12
Yeah.
to 20 million.
Unbelievable. Deborah Volley, absolutely the number one thing I had supported my family. I go out and work as hard as I did in 2021. My husband and my kids are my biggest cheerleaders. So be nice to them. I also delegated some household tasks to someone else that I could spend more quality time with my family when I was home. I took over 100% of our family expenses over the past 2 years because of the tornado and the pandemic demolishing our restaurants. I was able to do this because of the career I've built at Village. To be able to do that for my family has been life affirming for me. It's pretty awesome.
That's the other way to do it that she mentioned is instead of hiring an assistant for your business, hire an assistant for the parts of your life that, going to the grocery, getting laundry done, whatever, like just the household management tasks that everybody has. So that can make you more efficient and
Huge.
do more real estate. Kelly Doherty does a lot of that.
Yeah, grocery shopping, cleaning, you name it. Amy Gill and Pete Jones, our number one team at Village for 2021. On the listing side, not taking any sale for granted, even in a seller's market. Buyers know they are going to have to spend all their money to win the house. So make every property something worth going for, right? Don't just phone it in.
Yes.
Gosh, let's just still make these listings awesome. And I think we're doing a good job at that, but that's just a good reminder. Buyers coming alongside buyers emotionally to prepare them early to win. This means being upfront about the market while empowering them to understand what they can do to make their offer the most competitive possible, right?
Yeah.
So it's really an education piece. We're not selling, we're educating. I think that's, to me, there's a big difference between selling and educating, or selling to me is educating.
Yeah. On the listing side, it reminded me of what Larry Kendall was saying about, do you think your house sells for a fixed price or for a range of
Yes.
values based on,
Y'all remember that?
yeah, based on what?
Do you believe your house sells for a fixed price or a range of values depending on the marketing and negotiating skills of your agent?
Well, part of that is like, yeah, do the twilight shots and the photos, make it, go the extra mile to send your client to a hotel for the weekend so that you can line up, 50 showings.
I love it. What else? Share other ideas on that front. How else do you do that? How else do you go above and beyond for that to make that experience exceptional?
Do an open house.
Do an open house, right?
Yeah.
Bring outside people in.
Let Ty do it.
Ty says, I'll do it for you.
Ty will do any open house that you need.
Ty, you picked up, by doing an open house recently? And you picked up, a couple weeks ago, you picked up what?
Oh,
About a what? $1.5 million buyer?
yeah.
No big deal, whatever.
Rebecca, Sunday, $4 million buyer.
$4 million buyer Rebecca Cooper did an open house on Sunday. Maybe that's why she's such a rising star. That's unbelievable.
I think also doing, spending the money on marketing, doing drones, doing virtual tours, things that otherwise you think, oh, I could just get away with still shots. There's people out of town that really appreciate, or, spouses that can't get to see that, or family members. That's very helpful.
Yeah, photos of the neighborhood too. Go to walkscore.com and take a screenshot of that map. It shows all the different restaurants and other, conveniences nearby. Like, people coming in from out of town, we sell location, and yet so often we just show pictures of the house.
Yeah.
We don't actually talk about like what else there is to do.
It's a low walk score. Don't put it in though.
Yeah, don't put the actual number because they're all low in Nashville. But anyway, Ninja Skills Groups are here. Just a reminder, Franklin is the first and third Monday at 10:30. East office also the first and third Monday at 10:30. 21st office the third and fourth Tuesday at 10:30.
So if I haven't done Ninja, can I still
you
come?
can still come. You're going to
Tell me
learn
a
a
little
lot.
about what this is.
So it is a collaborative way to you're going to learn something, but it's also about bringing things to share and bringing things to learn and take away. It's not that long, 30, 45 minutes.
There'll be a topic you dive into,
It's
short
usually a
video.
7-minute video
Yeah.
to get you kind of thinking about stuff, a few questions that we'll go through, and it's really just a collaborative discussion. But we've had some really cool insights come out of those. So tune into that. Just a great way to stay sharp.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear a lot of that, like consistently, stay on top of things, be present, be sharp in that.
All
So
right.
Connolly Corner, what do we got?
Lots going on. Yeah, kind of a crazy news week. The markets were down a little bit. The big, just the highlight on this screen is really oil. And anytime there's, international conflict, seems like oil prices spike. And so, it was just like 18 months ago, I believe, oil was $17 per barrel, and now it's almost 100. So that's a huge thing about all the energy we use for our cars, or heating our homes and all that. It's just been a big change for everyone. It's kind of like an added tax that you get. You still gotta drive. You can't really cut back on your consumption easily. But anyway, the big news obviously is the Ukraine is the picture of Kiev, the capital. It's you just forget these are big cities, highly populated countries, and so I thought I'd just spend a minute going through like kind of what's going on and who the players are, and so Russia has invaded Ukraine. Putin believes that
After saying they wouldn't,
yeah,
he was not setting proper expectations.
that's true. Yeah,
We need to be better with our
I think
clients.
if you look at like all right, so what's besides being kind of a narcissist, crazy person, Putin believes that the Ukraine is kind of part of Russia and is an illegitimate country, and they're ready to take it back. What I think has happened over the last few years is Ukraine has stopped being a puppet of Russia and kind of started to pull more towards the West, lobbying for inclusion into NATO, and so Russia does not want that, and they've had a leader for a long time that has been a puppet of Putin. His name is like I mean, it's like the perfect villain name, and he's but he got ousted by the next slide. This
Vladimir Zelensky.
So let's call him Zelensky. We can do it. So he's an interesting guy. He has a law degree, but then he went into comedy and created
He's a former comedian,
a production company that created a number of different shows, one of which he starred in as acting as the president of Ukraine. So it is a super popular series, and from like 2015 to 2019, and then he ran as the actual president of Ukraine as a political outsider. You know, Ukraine is known for corruption. There's a lot of reasons a populist candidate like him would be popular, and he won. He won with 73% of the popular vote and ousted Petro Poroshenko. That's the guy's name. And so he's been an anti-establishment leader, and so it's kind of led to where we are today. The next slide just shows, since the invasion has started, what I've been struck by is just how much his character has been contagious, and his willingness to stay. First of all, when we were offering him the ability to leave, we'll come get you and your family out, because clearly he's like target number one. And he said, famously, I don't need a ride. I need more ammunition. And I'm staying here with my people. And so that kind of character, it's worth us remembering, even in our, obviously our stakes aren't quite this high, but character's contagious. And so what kind of, when the going gets tough, what are we displaying to others and people we work with, and that sticky offer when you want to get the, that kind of thing is contagious. So, but the other thing is just the whole country is really, I think what people thought would be a quick win for Russia, just because they have so much more power and military might, they really underestimated the people. And you've got just people who can't fight. I can repair a gun. I can make a Molotov cocktail. I can do whatever I can do to help our country stay independent. So it's been a really interesting week, just kind of watching it and pulling for these underdogs to be okay. My kids have been watching not too long ago. We're watching Hamilton, and so we've talked a lot about the American Revolution. And it they were bringing that up this week of like, it sort of sounds like when the British were invading and all these Americans that weren't even in the army, they just all came together, and pretty wild. So another example of just people finding what they can to do what they can. So what are we, what's kind of our... I do believe it is actually illegal for anyone to go make a Molotov cocktail here. So don't do that. I mean, it does seem a little crazy, like let's pour gas in a bottle and let's stick something in it and light it while it's in our hands. Like, that's gutsy enough. Never tried that. Don't think I want to. So our response, there's not a lot of effort and or appetite for bringing troops in to support Ukraine, and so we're doing a few things. One is, so there's this network called the SWIFT network that is basically a financial system that just allows transfers across currencies, and it was known that that's like the nuclear option in terms of our response would be preventing them access to that network, and we have done that for most of their banks. So it's really crippled their economy. We've started targeting kind of Russian millionaires and billionaires and seizing assets like super yachts and real estate and in the hopes that that would encourage them to put pressure on Putin to withdraw. And you've already seen 2 Russian billionaires calling for peace yesterday.
Don't take my boats and condos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another big one that's actually maybe even more punishing than the SWIFT network is the central bank freeze. And so basically, as Putin prepared for this invasion, he started increasing his currency reserves, but he didn't do it just inside Russia. He had them held in other international banks, and so a lot of that money's been frozen, and so it'll. I mean, the bad news is, like, all of this stuff, it will be devastating to Russia, but it's really the Russian people that'll bear the brunt of this.
Right. That's what stinks. And a lot of them are not for this. I think they're all making runs in the banks right now and trying to get cash out.
Yeah. So I mean, one example is the Russian ruble is down 30% yesterday. So it's less than a penny, and so that just a lot of Russian goods and services are still imported. They're not just a fully self-sufficient country, and so all of those items just got so much more expensive and hard to deal with. Okay, so we're off that topic now. That's kind of typically what's going on there. I wanted to end with a few quotes from John Maxwell. He's a prolific business writer, studied successful people. You probably read a number of his books, but I came across some of these the other day. And so this is talking about successful people, and it really applies, I think, in our industry in particular. And so one of them is you'll never fulfill your destiny if you do work that you despise. So a lot of us have things that we love about real estate, right? And it could be different from some people love helping buyers achieve the American dream of owning a home. Some love helping investors build an investment portfolio or being a part of real estate and building their own rental property network. There may be different reasons, but just find what it is about this industry that you really like and remind yourself of it, stay excited about it, because you won't fulfill your destiny unless you're loving what you're doing.
What do you all love about this industry? Like, shout out a few things. It's different every day. It's always something new. Always learning. I love that I'm always learning.
Yeah.
Like, I learn something new every
get to
single
that
day. Ooh, it's another
Stay
one.
tuned.
Anybody else? It's really about your calling. The different kind of people you get to meet.
In the industry I was in before, really, staying to a certain background, color that we want. So I just really love that I've been able to meet all kinds of different all stratas, financial and otherwise.
Meeting people from all walks of life in all areas, and something that you never expect to meet and probably wouldn't meet otherwise in any other industry.
I love helping my friends. I love Nashville, like helping people I've grown up with get homes here. It's been fun and watching them grow their families and
Help them find their place in Nashville and kind of get to their next chapter of their life. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're helping people get to, the next stage of their life.
make so many memories there. It's just so sweet. It's just a nice little
Yeah.
process.
If these walls could talk, right? I mean, all the fun things that they see and, again, memories that are housed and stored and created inside of a home that we help people find or leave even. It's pretty amazing.
I think it's fun. Our job is literally to make friends with people of all different walks of life.
Our job is to make friends with people.
It's literally in that piece of our work, like that's what's more fun.
Yeah.
What is more fun than that?
Happy hour friends.
It's drinking wine again. Drinking wine with friends.
Back to drinking with Clint.
That's true. What other industry can you go and just like say, what do you do for a living? I make friends for a living. What?
So the secret of success is determined by your daily agenda.
I like that.
So he says, if you can show me your calendar, I can tell you how your day and your future will look. Think about that.
Say that
right?
again.
If you can show me your calendar, I can tell you how your day and your future will look. Your recipe begins by setting an agenda for each day that involves income generating activities. But do you show up in the morning and then kind of figure out what you're going to do, or do you kind of more thoughtfully plan it out maybe the night before, looking ahead and kind of dialing in what would my perfect day look like? What income generating activities am I going to have as a part of it? Your calendar is the rudder that controls the direction of your business.
Your calendar is the rudder that controls the direction of your business.
All right. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Real
Wednesday.
estate wise.
Oh.
So this question can like sting a little bit. Like, are we doing activities in our business just because we've always done them this way? I mean, I think Teddy mentioned like, hey, if you're just doing still pictures now, you're a little bit behind, right? Like, it's time to do some video, time to do a drone, like just continue to move the needle. You used to use fax machines and pagers, you don't do that anymore. And like, so you got to stay with learning new stuff. Maybe certain things like shooting videos or social media is a struggle for you, but hey, part of stepping out there and trying new things, you may find something that you like and serves your business well. This is a good one. If we're growing, we're always going to be outside of our comfort zone. So growth and comfort can't really coexist very well. And, that's a push and pull. We want to be comfortable, but at the same time, we want to grow. And so those things are mutually exclusive. So the odds are if you're really comfortable, you're probably not pushing to the level you need to in terms of growth. So, making that extra call, doing the thing that maybe I don't do that, just taking that extra step is really important to grow your business. The success you desire is located on the other side of your comfort zone. That's what he said. So that's good.
That's good, man.
And then the last one, collaboration
I love this.
is multiplication. So it's not addition. It's 1 + 1 = 2. It's multiplication.
Y'all believe this? Collaboration is totally multiplication.
Yeah. It's a
Like
bad example.
when you can collaborate, it's just the ideas and the excitement and the drive just explode.
Yeah.
So I love that. That's what I love about this place. All right, Andy, you want to pop up and talk? You can stay here, and I'll get up for a second. Anna's got some cool things to share. Make sure you know who she is.
Y'all know Anna, and her role now with us is to help with all of our tools and technology. We have a ton of online training and kind of bigger group training, but one thing that we're excited that Anna does for us is can do more hands-on, 1-on-2, 1-on-5 kind of small groups. So if you really want to dig into a certain tool, she's here to help us.
So Anna Altick was actually with Village 16 years, and then went to Parks, and Parks and Village got married, and I'm back with my ex-husband.
We're glad to have you back.
That's right. And so my role is Director of Agent Services. It's just a fancy term for I really learned and mastered all of the tech tools, the suite of tools that we have, and utilize them in my business. And then very passionate about showing people how I utilize them and how they work. And so starting this month, the third Monday at 1:30, I will be here for an in-person workshop. If there's any tool that's giving you some friction, feel free to reach out. It's anna.altick@parksathome.com. And I'll prepare workshops or classes around that. And then in addition, you can always email me. So if you're stuck and just have a quick question, a lot of the Parks agents know that they can do that, but I really want the Village agents to know you can reach out to me directly. And I'll try to give you a quick answer back or a quick demonstration of stuff. So I'm just here, I'm available to you to answer your questions and really just sort of help you get the most benefit out of the suite of tools that we offer. And just to kind of share a little bit further, some exciting things that are coming down the pike. I am becoming .loop certified. So I know that some of you use Transaction Desk, some of you use .loop, but I will be a certified trainer for that.
And you have used both in the past. You
Correct.
understand
So
the
I
both
can
sides.
teach both and work both, and I can make comparisons. I don't know if Hunter knows this, but I answered a survey for Real Scout recently. They called me and said, we want more. And I am now actually one of their official beta testers.
Nice.
So my first time signing an NDA was last week. So if you've got any feedback about Real Scout, or hopefully I'll kind of know a little ahead of time what's coming out and how it can really impact your
And
business.
you love Real Scout.
Love it. Love it. I will talk about Real Scout. In the 18 years I've been doing this, it's the best tool I've ever used. It is just so robust, and it's not just for auto notifies. It really is for sellers. It's got a CRM component to it. It's got social media. It's got all kinds of stuff in there.
So we'll do some of that for sure. It's in it, it's a tool that Village pays for each of you to have an account. It's one of our most expensive software tools, and so it's worth knowing your way around it and finding the ways it can help grow your business.
It has absolutely impacted my business in the last 2 years. And my favorite thing. I can't say enough about it. And then I think finally, just to let you know, just to watch down the pike, if you kind of like to work on your own time and maybe don't have an hour to give to a workshop, one thing that I have talked to Hunter about and he's excited about, and Jenny and I are working on the right platform to do that on, I think we've landed on it, is some just quick 5-minute video tutorials of how do I do this on Real Scout? How do I put my people in the CRM? How do I do this? So we can just make it chunkable. So be watching for that, because we will have some little instructional videos that are just a little bit more snippets for you all, so that you can feel like, and hopefully we'll start putting those out on Facebook and making those available to you as well. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here for you.
There you go. Christian, you want to come up? So we've got, we showed these last week, but I guess a couple weeks ago. So properties, this is from, actually these are from January, so ignore those. I was thinking those were from February. So we'll get February's, those will come out in about a week and a half. So rates, what do we got? 4%?
Down a little bit, but one side effect from the war, might get back under 4 a little bit, depending on the pricing, with the big down payment, good credit score. So if there's any positive, I mean, that's a little bit of a relief as far as rates going up. So also wanted to, I think we mentioned it earlier, but so I will still be at 21st, but Wendy and I do have a little space in Germantown now that's open. We're going to do a little happy hour Thursday afternoon, 3 to 5, if anybody wants to stop by. We were going to do it later this month, but the weather has been so nice this week, we thought it would be a good time to do that. So if y'all are in the neighborhood, come see us. It's at the, 5th and Madison?
Yeah, 5th
Yeah.
and Madison. If you know where Germantown Cafe is,
Yeah.
or Amy Square, that little corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Wendy did a great job of renovating, and it's a Steadfast office, and her team will be there as well. And yeah, excited to tell you all more about it. And Connie and Roger and I also have a lot of Prosecco left, I think. So after the meeting, if you want to go polish that off, please do. Otherwise, drink it Thursday with us. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's great. Well, thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
So one thing, while you're
Yeah.
leaving or up here, keep in mind the buy before you sell program. So you got a buyer needs, they're in that spot, they're wanting to upgrade to a bigger home, but they need equity out of their house, and they can't qualify for both their current mortgage and the one that they're going to buy without selling. So there's a whole program that's really helpful and keeps you in both transactions versus kind of having to take a lower price with an instant offer through Open Door, whoever. Basically, the way it works is Steadfast puts the house under contract, so it doesn't count against the mortgage side. We can do a line of credit in order to capture the equity that's in their existing home they can use on the down payment for their current home, close on that transaction, and then can go back, you can list, get the highest and best price for their former home that they had, and so you can be a part of both transactions and it's something that you can only do through Steadfast, because being local, being able to underwrite the actual property, knowing the agent's going to market it well, and having confidence in that. Started to see 2 of those get done last week, so keep that in your arsenal if you've got that situation.
And every situation's different, so some people do qualify without this. That's probably what, maybe less than half of people make enough to qualify for both houses at the same time. And have the cash to put down on the new house without selling. But Amy and I are working on one right now. We're waiting to hear back from the seller, but hopefully they were able to offer without the contingency, even though they might still sell their house anytime. So, yeah, it's a newer product, but we're getting up and running. It's gonna work for a lot of people. So just get them in touch with us if they're curious about it. You don't need to know all the ins and outs, but you want to know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, you can mention it, and it's another reason if why should a buyer choose to work with you over someone else, is you're part of this company that has access to things like this.
Yeah.
That's good. A few more quotes. Johnny Gleaton, I feel it's important as ever to build and foster relationships with colleagues. I also focus the majority of my time on what actually drives my business, which is relationships and trust building. Trust building being phone conversations, lunches, and human interaction. I found a lot of success in random reach outs also. They are the best. So if you're thinking about somebody, Larry says this in Ninja a lot. If something crosses your mind, pick up the phone. Be a little bit spontaneous. Pick up the phone and call them. Hey, I was just thinking about you.
They do that thing where it's like, a lot of times that person's even been thinking about you. It's like some sort of telepathic thing going on. I don't know if I buy all that, but
I've been thinking about you, Hunter.
I think about you all the time.
Stephanie McHugh says, it's really true, the importance of nurturing relationships. All right. What word do you hear over and over and over again here? Relationships. Planting seeds without expecting immediate results. It's about consistency in the long game. And I love this quote. I remember we talked about this with Stephanie a lot. Like I was told many times as a new agent, don't quit right before the magic happens, right? You go, and then right at that moment where you feel like, oh my gosh, this is never going to work. Whether that's as a new agent or as an experienced agent trying to get to that next big hurdle, that's right before things usually get amazing. Leslie Hill, put relationships ahead of the money. That's a good one. All right, Tim Bowles is going to come up and do a little agent spotlight.
I think you misspelled his name.
What's that?
You don't spell your name.
That's all right.
That was true. Get the E out of there.
Pick that up real quick.
I'm gonna fix that one up. Look at that.
All right.
Hey, how's it going, Tim?
Good. How are you, Zach?
Good. Thanks for coming up. So all right. So give us a little background. Who are you? What brought you to Nashville? What got you into the business?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Why am I here? That's a great question. So I moved to Nashville in 2008. I've been here for a while and wanted to get into real estate for a long time, but didn't have any connections and was afraid of what it would even look like. Didn't understand how it would work. We actually moved away to Indianapolis, my family and I, in 2017, which I don't recommend. No hate, but yeah.
Indianapolis is compared to Nashville in a lot of it's a peer city, but you said Nashville's better.
We thought that. We thought that when we moved there. So up there, I got into real estate counterintuitively. I was afraid of working my SOI here. I think that's part of what it was. And got up there and built a business out of open houses and for sale by owners, and then built a Sphere. And
Which, if you want to talk about super scary stuff, like dealing with, that's really going outside of your comfort zone, probably. But if you don't know people, that's when.
But when we got up there, I realized I basically had a gun to my head. It was sink or swim. Like, you do this or you fail.
You got a number of, you got a big family and lots
Yeah,
of support.
yeah. Well, so we've got 4 kids now, and my wife is a family nurse practitioner, so that does help, no doubt. But yeah, I realized I was like, I started on a team, and it was not a good situation.
In Indianapolis,
In Indianapolis, yeah. And I thought, this is my way to sneak into the industry, without this uncomfortable SOI friction of, hey, friends, I'm a realtor. And very quickly realized, oh my gosh, all of this was a mistake. So Anyways, we moved back in July 1st of 2020 and back to East Nashville where we had lived before. And yeah, I'm really glad to be back. And I'm still trying to adjust. Now it's all been like referral based and all SOI, which is
The
great.
very thing that you were afraid of.
The very thing I was afraid of. And I'm realizing, but I realize you kind of, sometimes you have to kind of, lose what you have to realize how valuable it is. So yeah, so coming back.
The hero's journey right here.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's been great to be back. So
That's great. All right, so talk about that fear for a minute, because I think that's not unique. That is not unique, I guess, to you. What was it that you felt like, I don't want to be blank with my friends?
yeah, yeah. I was in healthcare before I did real estate, and I was doing account management and sales in the industry, and I just like bottomed out, and I was so done with it. I had an office, but it felt like a prison cell, and I couldn't figure out how to get out. And I'm an extrovert. I wanted to have meaningful relationships and with people, and I don't know. I was afraid of. I just thought all my friends already have realtors, and they're. I don't want to be that guy who is. But I didn't realize that so much of real estate is mindset and realizing what you can offer. And so now my mindset is more like, okay, my SOI, my sphere of influence is, I hope I can be their trusted, real estate advisor and resource.
Yeah.
But I need to be able to earn that. I need to be able to provide value to people, and I can do that. And once that mind shift, happens, mindset shift happens where you realize that you can come from a place of contribution and that you really do have something to offer, that people don't know what they're doing.
And they're going to do it anyway. Like, people need housing. Everybody needs a roof over their head.
Yeah, yeah. And you realize also.
So they're going to need help from somebody.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't it be somebody that
Right.
is you?
Right. Yeah, and you realize it. You also kind of, once you get your license, you also kind of realize, you start seeing how the sausage is made, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's
There's a lot of complexity to this.
There's a lot of complexity, but also there's like some people are not taking it seriously, and so yeah, just kind of like committing to myself, like I'm not going to be an amateur, I want to be a professional. And I think everyone struggles with, do I have imposter syndrome? And I think we can always improve, but it's just keeping that mindset of like, what am I doing to sharpen my skill set, to improve, to actually provide value?
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, how old are your kids?
7, 5, 3, and 1.
All right, so what's the old expression? If you need something done, give it to a person who's busy, right? So
Yeah.
dual working household, 4 kids under the age of 7, or under the age of 8, I guess, 7 and below. It's unbelievable, and I'll go through the MLS, and it's like, boom, Tim had another closing. It's like, wow, this guy's on fire. You're doing really well, so I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work.
Thanks. I've got a good story. So this morning, I was wanting to be here on time, which I was not. And I just bought an investment property, and a contractor called to say that Sentry Lock wasn't working, and our nanny wasn't here yet. And I had our 3-year-old and 1-year-old that I had to pack up in the van and race over to the property to get him the keys. And then once we get back to our house, I see that my 1-year-old had just puked all over her coat. So that's the real life.
That's good, and you still made it.
Yeah,
You're here.
I'm here.
Show up.
Yeah.
First one in to show up. That's awesome, man. Woo. That's amazing. Susie Mills, phenomenal agent in Franklin, also from New Orleans. Happy Mardi Gras, Susie, if you're out there. She says, hustle every day, stay with it through the long game, and learn to be a therapist. David Binkley, I'm grateful to operate in a place that caters, I think that was my typo. Clearly, I'm good at that this morning. That lets me be surrounded with other exceptional agents. I'd like to thank my team, the good people at Bombay Gin and DoorDash. David Binkley. Kelly Doherty, listen. This is she and I had a conversation about this. And she said, listen to the why behind what your clients are telling you. And then listen out in the world for clues to finding that for them, especially with other agents, right? So don't just listen to your clients, but listen out into the world. Be in tune with what they're looking for and what they want, and chances are you're going to uncover a lot of stuff. What you focus on,
Expand.
What you focus on expands. That's right. Staying connected with other agents makes me successful. Being friends with them before the transaction starts makes working together easy and fun because they know your reputation and can feel good about telling their client that you're the one to work with as an agent for the clients on the other side. Above all, it's about relationships with my past and current clients and also my handyman. She said, I'm the source of the source for a lot of needs long after the transaction ends. And it generates a ton of referrals for me. I cannot stress that enough. Like being that source of like, hey, I've got this thing. I'm not really sure what to do with it's a I think water's pouring into the roof or like whatever it is, you know, and being the source and like stopping what you're doing and being that helpful resource goes a long, long way. So phenomenal stuff there. Laura Kirby, I believe in an early, consistent start. She sent this to me at about 6:30 this morning. She said, I believe an early, consistent start is one of the attributions to my success. I am a chronic early riser, which often allows me to prepare for my day in a more effective manner. Certainly cultivating relationships at all levels is essential. Growing relationships with mentors and like-minded agents, service providers, and our clients is a cornerstone for success. Entering my 25th year, I learned something new every day. And never underestimate personal and professional growth.
So it's interesting. All of these quotes, and Tim the same way, who was up here, it's like these are all really hardworking people.
Yeah.
And they're not like, it's not like they're not working hard because they have a lot of clients and they're busy. I think they've just worked hard the whole time, and now they're busy because they've worked so hard and they continue to work so hard. So it's just worth.
It's that atomic habits graph, right?
You're putting in a solid, 3 to 4 hours a day and wondering why your business isn't expanding like it should. It's like maybe you need to work a little harder.
And we don't. There's a challenge, I guess, a dichotomy because you don't want to look too busy, right? But we also have, I think, as realtors, we have a habit of making this look so easy because it is fun, and we want to portray that we enjoy it and it is fun. So there's a balance, right? But it's a really good point. It's a lot of hard work. Mary Beth Thomas,
Another hard worker.
Another hard worker. I stay focused on my own business. I work on not comparing my business to other people. I decided what channels of business that I love working on and the people that I want to work with and start focusing on building on that. Relationships with my fellow realtors are so important to me, and that is why I host so many events and why I come to the office every day. System, structure, and routine or habits are essential for me. I increase my breakfast groups and meetings with realtors that I respect and admire and have really set a standard banding together with them more than ever before. I also set my my intention on finding and creating more listings. I shifted my point of view from scarcity and comparing to others and started focusing on abundance and spending time with more people that I admire and respect and share and give them, and then they give to her and she learns from them. So I love it.
These are
These
great.
are amazing.
Thank you for sharing.
These are amazing. No, I want to be able to get inside the head of people that are just on fire and super successful. And so I think that there's a lot of consistency across that. Hardworking relationships, mindset, right? Change your mindset. And that's so easy to say. It's almost like cliche to say it, but it takes effort and practice. So don't forget relationships, right? Join the Parks Village Poker coming soon page and start sharing things for that. We've got, I put something up there for a listing that my sellers didn't want to put on the market. I told them about our collective group and they said, that sounds amazing. We want to market it to them. And we're going to have a bunch of showings just internally. So
That's awesome.
We'll see if that happens. So takeaways today. I think there's a ton, but stay tuned. We're right at 10:32. So we're going to have the tech checkup. So go grab a cup of coffee, go to the bathroom, but please stick around for this. Zoom in. And thank you all. Happy Mardi Gras.